Yo, what's good, my fellow Magic Knights? It is your boy DEADMANVINCE back with another Black Clover mobile video. Hope everybody is doing well today, and I hope you guys have been fully 100% appreciating the content. I've been putting a lot more effort into it lately, and not to say I wasn't putting effort into it before, but I actually, feel like I'm starting to kind of reach that flow state. Everything has a flow state to it if you focus on it long enough. I feel like I'm starting to finally reach that flow state, and it's only up from here, guys. So definitely go down below, drop likes on the videos, and matter of fact, you can merely on a thrash that like button, and you guys can also go down and hit subscribe and hit the notification bell, because that is the only true way to unlock our hostile mana. Only then can we defeat every one of our adversaries that come across our paths. But that's enough of that. We're going to be talking about character skills, because I've been streaming a lot actually over at twitch.tv/DeadmanVince. You can tap in with me live when I'm telling my crazy ass stories and turning into the Mazaku Deadman. My Yu Yu Hakusho fans know what that means. But we're going to be talking about how characters will work, because a lot of people on my streams will ask me how characters will work, even though I've been playing like other games. Like that's always like a focus on the channel. There's never a diversion of focus. I always like to make sure that I incorporate, hey guys, this is mainly a Black Clover mobile thing, this is what we're going to be switching to whenever the game finally does come out, right? So for Asta, I have all his animations like here all together, like his skill animations and his ultimate move already just put into one video, so there's not a lot of clicking around. But we're just gonna watch his videos, kind of go into it. But before, I just want to kind of give you some preface to the way that I'm seeing these characters being built. So one, I am building these characters under the assumption that they have tags, as in like categories from like Dokkan. So for Asta, I have his tags as Peasant, Clover Kingdom, Black Bull, Junior Magic Knight, because there could be a lot of interesting teams that you could build just based off of those like classifications. And I feel like team building would be a lot more fun in the game if they do kind of incorporate tags like that. They have passives that are kind of like, boost the stats of these certain type of units, or things of that nature, right? Also, just in general, he obviously is Asta, right? So he's going to be a high damage physical DPS with no spells. I mean, no mana, no spells at all, right? Now, I believe that just like Grand Cross has a physical, or not even physical, but a close range attack, and then they have a long range attack, I feel like in Black Clover Mobile, maybe there wouldn't be a differentiation between long range and short range attacks, but more so there would just be the differentiation between mana based attacks and what am I trying to say? Physical attacks, right? And even an attack that is a physical attack, but maybe like enhanced by magic, like something Yami would do, that is still even considered physical, just because it's not even like truly a spell, just the enhancement of an attack that's already coming your way. If you took the magic off of that strike, it would still be the strike from an absolute Chad. So first, let's look into his skills, right? So I'm starting to think, back at the character entrance, I'm actually starting to think, right, that the character's first skills is like a basic skill, because you look at every single character's like first skill and it's a very basic skill, right? And it would make a lot of sense if the second and third skills were skills that you kind of had to build up extra like mana for, or like points, and like maybe the cards rank up as you build mana throughout the fight. But what I'm thinking is the first skill is just like a basic skill that can always be done just in case you can't cast any spells or anything like that. You kind of have to rebuild your mana during the fight. So I didn't really put skill effects on the first skills. It's more so the second and third skills that I tried to focus on. So let's go ahead and so the first skill obviously just looks like a basic strike. Like, and even if they did put a skill effect on it, I literally could not see the skill effect being anything more than just like a skill effect that causes extra damage, no extra special effects, because Asta is very bare bones at the beginning of the series. And honestly, if they put an extra effect on it, I could just see it being like crit damage or something like that, just because he has anti-magic, so it always hits hard whenever he hits somebody. Like, that's just not a pleasant feeling for their body, right? We get to the second skill where it's just kind of like that. So this is, they kind of go from the second skill right into the third skill, and it's like, it's so quick, it's kind of hard to tell the separation between the two. But when he comes and swings his sword horizontal, that's the second skill right there. Then instantly they're into the third skill. For the second skill, I was thinking, what if it was a single target that did high crit damage, or it was a skill that does more damage based on how much mana the enemy has, right? So, I mean, based off of like their max mana stat, I guess you could say, because if you think about it from this perspective, say in Black Clover, in whenever Asta fights people, he hits them with that anti-magic, and instantly they can just like pick up like, yo, he has anti-magic, I need to work my way around that, blah blah blah. And the enemies at the beginning of the series that he was fighting were not that strong, so you know, I feel like they had to face adversity a lot more times to even get to the point where they're at right now. Then you get deep in the manga and Asta starts fighting people who are just like unfathomably strong, right? And I'm not even gonna go deep into details, but basically he saw a form of Asta's anti-magic that was quite nutty, quite incomprehensible, and he literally just didn't understand. He just tried to keep overpowering him, right? So that's the difference between an enemy that is supremely powerful and one that's not supremely powerful. When their first tactic is defeated, they have to move around in a different direction and try to work their way around that situation because they face a lot of adversity. Enemies who are already cracked from the start don't have much adversity that they need to face. So when they see somebody so strong, they just can't comprehend somebody actually being stronger than them. They just try to brute force their way through until they're defeated, right? So I could definitely see Asta having a skill that does more damage based on how the max mana stat that they have. So not current mana, but max mana. And pay close attention to that, because like in Grand Cross, there's a big difference in skills that are scaled off of your current HP, flood cards, and then skills that are based off that are just based off of your max HP, you know, as an extra effect. We get to the third skill, and he does like a whole little combo here, right? Now this combo, okay. This combo, I feel like, could be like an AoE just because of all you can kind of see the animation for the slashes flying off of his sword. So I feel like that can be an AoE, right? And I'm thinking maybe this could be like a sealing type of move, like seal their magic, seal their mana away, just for a turn or something like that. Because you know how it goes. This is the main character of the series, so he will be in a way busted. And especially because he has anti-magic, any way that they incorporate Asta into the game, he's going to be busted, he's going to be nutty, cracked, whatever you want to call it, unhinged, whatever, however they do him. But it's just making sure that he's balanced enough that he's not just carrying you for the first like big stretch of the game. Because while I do like characters that are good, I do like a gameplay experience that is good and makes me feel like it was worthwhile when I was playing it. So they can't make Asta too cheesy, but they got to make him good because it's his show and his magic defies all. Literally defies all. So yeah, second skill, single target with high crit damage, or a skill that does more damage based on how much mana the enemy has. Skill 3, an AoE attack that possibly has a chance to seal enemies for a turn. And then we skip over to the ultimate here. So he calls upon his devil, no names dropped here. Then he just hits you with a big strike. What I'm thinking is that right there could possibly be a single target skill that has really high damage, so probably typically one shots, but if it doesn't kill the enemy, it steals all their mana. I feel like that'd be a nice little effect. Like it's like either all your health is gone or all your mana is gone, or maybe not all of your mana gets stolen, because that's kind of busted. We just talked about balancing characters, right? That's a little busted. So maybe it could be something more like he steals like a set amount of mana. But then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is possibly how the passive skills could go, and I'm honestly just gonna let this video kind of play in the background while I do a quick rundown of the passive skills here. So I feel like, and in the passive skills, I kind of compiled everything that I think could just be the passive skills. So all of this that I'm about to read is not all just one big passive skill, right? So I have boost the basic stats of Black Bull allies by 5%, kind of going back to the tags concept that I was talking about. Hopefully they do that. I really feel like team building would be a lot funner with that. And then another passive that I thought up was negates all mana based attacks. And honestly, these are like very basic bare bones things, so they can mix some of these together, right? Another one is that I have chance to deflect spells, because you know Asta in the first episode, was it the first episode? It was the second episode. Whenever Asta Gilson meets the Black Bulls, Magna literally tries to attack this man for an initiation test. He's like, yo, I don't accept you to the Black Bulls. You gotta pass my initiation first. Asta literally could not react because the fireball came at him too fast, but his body automatically reacted. So literally he could have something where he has a chance to deflect spells just because he's kind of like on his shit, and he can just sense it his body can sense the danger before he can even like realize what's going on with him, right? Then the last passive that I thought maybe he could have, or last part of his passive that he could have, reduces damage received by mana-based attacks by 30%. So basically this man is just like a defensive beast when he first drops, and he's doing high DPS just because of the anti-magic effects on his abilities, on his weapon. But that's honestly all I have for Black Clover Mobile today. And guys, what is the word I'm looking for? The outpour of information from Vic Gaming on the game, like I said, has been a little dry. I feel like we're kind of being left in the dark somewhat as a community right now. So it is my job as a dead man to rise again, rise to the occasion, and make sure that my community is fed, because I love you guys and I love this franchise, and I really do hope for this game to grow and flourish. But that's gonna be it for your boy DEADMANVINCE. Check out, wait for the next video. It's gonna be skill breakdown, and also you guys can go down below at my Discord, my Twitch, my Twitter, my Instagram. All of that is down below the video, man. And you only be doing yourself a favor if you followed any extra form of my social media, because it doesn't matter what platform I am on, I will always speak the truth to you. But that's gonna be it for your boy DEADMANVINCE. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.